Pusha T says diss tracks are dead, and he's right. What's up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Keep sending those cash outs to CLBMG. Join that membership, and all you buying that merch down below. Gang, listen. A few days ago, some of you lost your mind because Pusha T said diss tracks are dead. In his opinion, he's all set with it, and I agree with him 100%. I know you're gonna say, Charles, we watch your channel all the time. You was one of the main people talking about the battle was good for hip hop or whatever you were saying in regards to hip hop would never lose battles because that's the essence of hip hop. All that is true. All of it's still true. I tell you, I never flip, I never fold. I also said a lot of things about the type of battles and when they're in regards to album releases. I agree. You can release an album with a diss track and all that. All that's true. All of it's factual. But what Pusha was trying to say is also true. What he's trying to say is something I've been trying to reconcile for a few, I want to say about a year or two, a year and a half since this battle started. He actually has a really good point. The battles mean nothing no more because people aren't even acknowledging the winner. That's what he's trying to say. So let's be clear. First things first. What a lot of you freaked out about, you thought, oh, Pusha. I saw quite a few of these videos where they're like, oh, Pusha's mad that he didn't end Drake's career. He thinks that careers are supposed to die. That wasn't the point of the video. That wasn't the point of the statement. The statement was literally about him saying that these fans are still fighting 2 years later to say that Drake didn't lose this battle. These guys are more obnoxious than ever. They're trying to rewrite the history in real time. I told you, I can't even be on Twitter. If you go on Twitter, gang, for more than 20 minutes, you're going to see, you'll think that Drake won the battle. By the time you scroll your timeline long enough, these guys are saying the most heinous shit. They're still breaking down lyrics from Euphoria, gang. They're still breaking down lyrics from 616 to LA. They're still breaking down Not Like Us. They're still breaking down saying, I just saw a post yesterday saying that the best record in the whole goddamn battle was Family. They don't care what the consensus is. There is no consensus no more, gang. It's just as long as I can say my guy won, then I'm going to just keep saying my guy won. End the story. At some point, that is ridiculous, it's redundant, and it's annoying. At some point, we can't even admit. Back in the day, we used to can admit, okay, the guy lost. It would take some time, okay, take a week or so, blah, blah, but it'll be like, all right, once the smoke settles, we would agree. Let's say this, the guy lost, okay, LL versus Cannabis. Yo, LL lost, in the story. Jay-Z versus Nas, Jay-Z lost, in the story. NWA versus Ice Cube, okay, NWA lost, in the story. We used to be like, yo, Common versus Westside, with the Dub C and the West Side Connection. West Side Connection lost. We used to agree. I'm sure some people in my comments going to be like, wait a minute, sir. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know some people still, but those are few and far between. Hip hop as a whole has a consensus that used to be respected of who won, who lost. In the story, right? Roxanne Shante versus UTFO. Roxanne won, right? So it was a consensus of who won. And we never had this ongoing mass and wave of people trying to rewrite the narrative for a year and a half, 2 years, right? I seen this coming a few years ago because it's too many voices now. Everybody has a voice. And I've seen this with a couple issues where, okay, I'm going to tell you when I first saw that we were in trouble, I'm going to be honest with you, and I know some of you not going to agree, but when I first saw that we were in trouble was when Nelly had the audacity to battle KRS-One. And people was like, yo, Nelly kind of held his own. I think Nelly might have won. It was like, yo, what kind of world is this? What's happening? First of all, just off sheer of who the two guys are, he can't beat them just off of what KRS has done for hip-hop, just off what his portfolio, just off that. Before he says one word, he's already better than you. More hip-hop in everything, in every kind of way, he's better than Nelly. So when the battle happened, I think KRS, I don't even remember what the song was. I don't even remember neither one of these songs. But I know for a fact that Nelly didn't win that battle. But when we started having a conversation that maybe he did, that's when I was like, okay, we in trouble. We in trouble with KRS-One ain't the clear winner by just default by showing up. And I know you're going to say, Charles, how can anybody win? Damn, the Kansas City Chiefs can't just win by showing up. They got to play the whole Super Bowl. Well, I don't know how many Super Bowls that they didn't really win when they walked through the door. So I think they lost like one maybe. I don't know for sure. But at the end of the day, for the most part, that guy that's better at you than this, he's been doing it longer. He has more skin in the game than you. Probably going to beat you. All right, so it is what it is. So I feel like what happened was we started to see people debating clear and concise wins, and it started to turn into the voices of the internet could start to get louder and louder, and they could sway you just by right now. We judge by how people won by how loud the voices of the winner is. Right? It's not that okay, it just was a better record, it's more skillful. No, it's by how many people say that he won. How many people are on that person's side? So now we got people right now, and what I'm saying is Pusha T, they're still fighting. They got dissed by Drake fans. I don't even know how long ago was that, almost 10 years ago that he battled Drake. The Clips album, one of the best albums of the year that got released this year, they got attacked savagely before, during, and after their rollout. Right, by Drake fans. He didn't even diss Drake. It was nothing about Drake, but it doesn't matter. His fans came out in droves to attack the album. They started attacking the album as soon as they heard that it was coming out, right? So that's the thing that we never used to do in hip hop. What we used to do is like, even if we kind of didn't like that guy, we would let him live, right? If the guy was a really nice rapper, there's some really, really good rappers that, okay, he was good, but we don't like him on this side, right? We would still say, okay, he's nice. They can't do that no more. You can't, they can't ever. It could have been 15 years ago. If they've ever had a slight against you, they carry that for 15 years. And when your shit drop, it don't matter. It can never be good enough for them to say it's good enough, right? You could take 2 million Drake fans, they would never, all 2 million of them would say that XYZ is trash. The next Kendrick joint, 2 million Drake fans gonna say it's trash. So it's like, it's never gonna ever be, well, I don't really like him, but the music is good. It doesn't happen like that no more. And that's what he's trying to say. He's trying to say, listen, when I battled the first time, it was a clear, concise winner, who won, who lost. Now, we still arguing this, that, and the third. It's like, you saw that little line he came out with about he talked about Travis Scott. Yes, he dissed him, if that's what you want to call it, when he dropped the Clips out. When he dropped that, these people came out in droves and was so upset, right? They wouldn't let him go. Now he was speaking his truth, right? He said he dissed him. He was speaking his truth. But what he's trying to say is, I said that during a rollout, but it doesn't mean that I'm 100% want to be beefing and dissing with this guy and have his fans on my ass for the rest of my fucking career. Right, the Travis Scott situation. It's just like, I said it. Let's move on. The album has way more to it than that, right? But they wouldn't let it go. They's like, nah, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna diss you, forever and ever. It's like, yo, why? Why? I said what I said. He can say what he want to say. We can move on. It don't got to be that whole album's trash. You and your brother. So it just gets out of hand. It's not really worth it anymore. And the thing was, he said they're kind of dead. Now, we just watched one of the biggest battles in history with Drake and Kendrick, and what we saw was some really great music come out. We saw the Joey Badass battle come out, and we saw that it was beautiful, but it was exhausting. And at the end of it, what did we really gain? Let's just be honest. Now, Kendrick went on a world tour and he got a whole lot of shit going on. But let's take Joey Badass, for instance. What did Joey Badass gain but a lot of negative energy, and he canceled his tour, this and that and the third? What did Drake really gain? Let's just be honest. Drake gained a lot of people now are mad at him. His whole fan base is getting attacked every single day. It's like a whole thing. Like, they really gain nothing. And I'm not going to ever say we don't want to have diss records no more. We want to have battles no more. No, it's always going to be battles. I got a battle. I got a video coming out about battle rap with this Cassidy and Easy to Block Captain, how battle rap is killing itself. That's coming next. But at the end of the day, I would never stand against a good battle or a good diss record. But let's just be honest, guys' skill ain't there no more like it used to be. And we are starting to actually get fatigued. Let's just be honest. That Joey Badass battle kind of was fatiguing. After a while, it was like, all right, man. Like, after that Last Daylight record, I was like, okay. Kendrick even told Ray Vaughn, listen, this battle's cooked. Give it up. It's over. It's too many people jumping in. And so, yes, we got battle fatigue. And to the point, you got to think, we've seen battling for the last 45, 50 years, rappers battling. Now, is it out of style? No. But it's really getting fatigued. And I understand what Pusha was trying to say. He's trying to say, listen, we can do this till the cows come home. But if y'all not going to start having it where there's a clear winner, right? And I know what he said about the career, this and that. Some of this stuff was tongue-in-cheek, but let me read this so we can have this conversation, right? On Vice.com. I'm going to read this right off this article by Caleb Caitlin. For a lot of younger fans, they know Pusha T for his diss tracks. The most infamous is the story of Adidon, a scathing character takedown of hip-hop's biggest artist at the time, Drake. From there, the Virginia rap legend became synonymous with beef. He would be unafraid of dismantling those who don't hold the same values as him. Lil Wayne, Drake, Kanye West, and most recently Travis Scott have faced the brunt of Pusha's wrath. See, basically, This all stems back from some old beef with Pusha and Wayne back in the day where he felt that Lil Wayne stole their style and it didn't really go well from there. And it's always a lot of the people that are getting roasted in this jumped in defense of Wayne, who really never took the battle on. A lot of other guys got toasted because they wanted to defend Wayne. Let's just be honest. They wanted to defend his honor. Let me continue. However, nowadays, the same rapper who has smoked for anyone in the industry is now decidedly burnt out by beef and diss records. That's the perfect term, burnt out. It's burnout right now. And I get it that, we're going to always have battles. We're always have diss records. But right now, 2025, it's burnout. Let's just be honest. We burnt out on it. I really don't want nobody. I don't want to see nobody battling right now. I'm just going to be honest. It's just... Dudes ain't even good enough at it, right? They don't know the code, and then the fans but the fan don't even need to hear the record to say this guy won or that guy lost. They don't even need to hear the record. It's like these guys that put the trash can emojis in the comments of shit they didn't even listen to. Let me continue. Consequently, he claims he's done indulging in them. Recently, Pusha T spoke to Consequence, where he shrugged about how diss records don't mean the same as they used to back in the day. You could end someone's career with a mean enough song. Now he argues that it's only good for feeding online discourse. That is true. These diss records and beefs only feed our fan bases now. You don't win anything, you don't gain anything. You just make people mad and they go back and forth talking about how trash you are, how good their guy is. It don't really go nowhere. The battles don't mean shit. Quote, it's not the same ransom anymore. He's saying when you used to hunt a dude down, you walk him down, there was something to gain at the end of it. You're not gaining shit no more. We don't even have a consensus on what real hip-hop even is no more. I got to argue with people about what hip-hop even is, let alone a good battle record versus a bad one. Let me continue. Back in the day, to me, it felt like it could be career ending. Now it's not. It doesn't hold as much weight. You still get another shot at it, it seems like. Now that line right there is what a lot of people keyed on, and I think they keyed on it wrong. Let's read that again. He said it's not the same ransom anymore. Back in the day, to me, I felt like it could be career ending. A lot of you twisted that was like, oh, he felt like he couldn't end Drake's career. That's not what he's saying. He's saying that the stakes were so high. When NWA battled Ice Cube, the stakes were so high. You were like, yo, the winner of this could eat forever, and the loser might not be able to rap again. We know it was not like that. It's never like that. But back in the day, we thought that, even up until recently. We thought that the Drake, a lot of us called Drake, we called him done. We was like, his career's over. He's cooked, he's done, his career's finished. Well, his career, we always knew that his career, we had to know this, that his career wasn't on a deathbed because he has too many fans. He's not going to ever be what he was again, but he's always going to have fans. He's always going to be able to tour. He's always going to be able to make music. To the high level he used to do it, no, that's never going to come back. But at the end of the day, he's never dead as stink. He's not a fish underwater where he just upside down. Yes, we joke and I say this shit like little stuff like that, the bubble bath rapper, this, that, and the third. But he's going to turn into a legacy artist. He's going to be able to tour for the rest of his life. He's going to be able to get a residency in Las Vegas. Yeah, he's going to always be able to do that. We tongue in cheek and we joke, but the man's career not completely over, right? At the time of this recording. So a rap battle is not going to end your career. But at one point, the stakes seem so high that even Ja Rule is still here, but the stakes seem so high that if you lose a rap battle, you're done. So that's what he's trying to say. He's trying to say it felt bigger. It felt more important. Now it just feels like all dude's going to do is talk shit back and forth online for 2 months. Pusha T hates the state of modern diss tracks. Quote, I've kind of been through that chapter and I'm over it. I'm somewhere right now where I don't even want to make music with other people. Nevertheless, have somebody else in my music or to be the focus of my music. He's saying he don't want to sit there and focus on you to write about you. And I understand that. Me at this point, I would never do that. I'm like, me wasting my time sitting there focusing on somebody. It would take a whole lot for me to come out and make a whole rap and sit there and waste my time writing about some guy. It's useless at this point. You do all that work and then somebody say his ass. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this ain't it, chief. Like, why would I waste my time? What we're doing right here with the clips is, to me, so next level. I feel like the taste level is above everything else. He's right. That Clips record is a higher taste level. It's elevated. It's elevated cocaine music to a degree where you're not getting that kind of, to the beats, to the hooks, to the rhymes. You don't get this every day. This is not something that comes around every day. I don't care what you say. I like a lot of other artists, but this level is very high. So he's right. It's elevated. Let me continue. even being caught up in the world of it. I don't even like the world of the people, of the back and forth. He's talking about us, the people that's on Twitter, back and forth, dissing, going at Drake and going at Kendrick and going it's childish and I find myself being away from it for hours, days. I duck in and duck out because it's too much. These guys they're not listening to you. They don't care. They're not absorbing anything. I've learned a long time ago, there's no discourse, no back and forth. It's just screaming and yelling at each other. A lot of times it ain't even worth it to respond to them. It's just like, yeah, you say something here and there on a good day, you feel like it, write something, then close your laptop, write something, get your phone, close the app, move on, just write it and move on. Don't even look at it when you come back. A lot of shit ain't worth responding to. A lot of these guys don't deserve responses because they're beneath you. They're not even really in this culture. They're just somebody online that like that certain guy. They like this guy that's got a bubble bath running. So they just want to defend him. They don't really want to talk about hip hop. They just want to talk about him and why you suck. And it's like, why? It ain't worth it. Let me continue. If I don't see eye to eye with you, there's probably things I don't want to be there about. Ultimately, at the end of the day, Pusha T finds this all kind of useless if there are no stakes to the conflict. Moreover, there's no catharsis in really ending someone because the noise still persists. That's a fact. It doesn't matter what you say, how bad you killed a guy, they still gonna be yapping non-stop all day, all night, 24 hours a day. All those bots and all those overseas accounts that they just found out on Twitter, they never stop. They're gonna go 24/7. You can't fight them, don't even try. As a result, he'd much rather keep making music with his brother and mind his business. Quote, it's kind of dead to me. It's the ransom of what a diss track used to bring. There was a clear winner. Somebody would really bow out, and then that's it. The last man standing. Now it's just a whole bunch of noise. Even after we find winners, it's still noise. It's like, man, then what's it all for? And that's right. Even the rappers that's losing. Back in the day, Jay fell back. He went on to making music. It wasn't a lot of nonsense where you're still doing sublins, da-da-da. Yeah, he would say his little shit and keep it pushing, but he would never be like, yo, I won, da-da-da. So right now, we got guys that won't acknowledge their loss. They don't want their fans to acknowledge their loss. They won't quiet the noise. They love their fans to make more noise because they go around liking the post and liking the whatever they write and liking this, that, and the third and adding to it with memes. So they keep the shit going for years and they do a lawsuit and all this nonsense. So it's like, we get to a point where even the artists themselves won't lay down and just say the battle's over, I lost. They won't even do that no more. So he's 100% right, and a lot of guys got this wrong because they launched they attacked Pusha T. They didn't understand what the nuance was. He wasn't talking about you. He wasn't talking about me. He was talking about the whole game itself. When this internet thing really makes things worse, there's no reason to keep trying to battle and prove that you can rap this, that, and third. Because we couldn't even decide who won the Joey Badass beef, right? Y'all motherfuckers came at me crazy when I said Joey won. Guarantee you the comments gonna say Joey lost, da, da, da. So we can't even decide now. All that rapping they did, all that responding in 24 hours, what did it really get them? Right? What did Ray Vaughn really get? What did Joey really get? You know what I'm saying? What did Daylight really get? Well, they got some great moments in time, but at the end of the day, no one really, the consensus ain't even, at this point, it's no consensus. And he probably more so, I'm going to be honest, he probably talking more about that battle than the Drake one. Let's just be honest. The Drake one, yeah, we all know what happened. Da, da, da. But he probably really looked at the Joey Badass one and got excited and was watching it and saw it play out. And then we saw Jordan Lucas versus this guy from overseas, right? He probably saw all these battles and like, yo, they're going nowhere. These battles are going nowhere, gang. Like, why would I sit there and write about another rapper to put all this hard work into it? Right now, they're even trying to question the story of Adidon. Let's just be honest. These kids are questioning everything. So, man, I'm going to leave it at that, man. CLBMG, let me know what you think in the comments. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. Also, every Wednesday night, meet TJ and Fliz. We go live on The What Show. Tap in about 9:15 on all my social media platforms. Plus, we got a new album. It's called The What Project. Meet TJ and Fliz. We barking on some hip-hop shit. Listen, tap in. We got a video called This That. It's right here on this channel. Scroll back and tap in and hit the comments. Let me know what you think, all right? I'm out here, gang. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine.
Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet. Get my pocket knife. And get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within, with the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking, and all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like past fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face, and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here, we ain't the cheese, we the trap.